this book. So the main character comes into a city and is looking for a child that's been lost, has been hired to do so. And he comes across in his journeying these letters from parents who have also lost children to these sort of, like in Game of Thrones, they have the White Walkers. In this, they have like spirits that come out of the ceiling, right? So if you want to call them, you would like cut your hand and you throw blood up at the ceiling, and then they smell the blood and they come out of their spirit world and they reach down from the ceiling and pull you up into their world and then like massacre you. It's pretty scary stuff, but it's pretty awesome stuff too. And in investigation of these families that are being torn apart by these creatures, as he's trying to find this kidnapped boy, he comes across this letter. And as a parent and teacher, it definitely struck a chord with me. Let's take a look. Day of Lumasa. What is love for child, if not mania? If you're wondering about mania and stuff like that, check out the other episode of 221 Book Club about mental health. I look at the magic of my smallest boy and cry, and I look at the muscle and might of the oldest, and grin with a pride that we are warned should be only of the gods. And for them and the four in between, I have a love that scares me. I look at them and I know it. I know it. I know it. I would kill the one who comes to harm my sons. I would kill that one with no mercy and no thought. I would search for that one's heart and rip the thing out and shove it in their mouth, even if that one is their own mother. 6 sons. 6 sons. A man will suffer misery to get to the bottom of truth, but he will not suffer boredom. Basa Fumanguro is a man who had been north of the Sand Sea. I'm guessing because of their love for riddles, games, and double talk, sometimes at the border of a wicked city where if you guessed wrong, they would kill you on sight. Right? This is the sort of fantastic, and the prose is just sort of zipping all around the page like you just saw, and you get this wonderful world that to me is as fully realized as anything ever done by Tolkien. And I think I might have stole that from the guy who wrote American Gods' review of the book, but it's true. It just captures it perfectly. The last one, and one that I would suggest anyone reads, just, also that has been to Philadelphia or has been to Nigeria, this book, Americana, about an immigrant who comes over and studies at Drexel, definitely has a tough time with depression and is sexually assaulted, and that's sort of like the one of the causes. And it's about her recovery from that, her love life, and then she finds a career as a blogger, and then gets like some sort of fellowship of writing fellowship at Princeton. So it's very interesting, all the different worlds that she's part of. She's part of Nigerian countryside, city, Christian churches in Nigeria, Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, the main line. She babysits on the main line for a little bit. Baltimore, Princeton, New York City, Connecticut, like that's 10 different settings all in the same book. So it's definitely an epic, but it is such an intimate and personable epic. I loved it. It goes so well with these other books. Actually, it would probably be the one I would say to read first after you read some of the essays from Well-Read Black Girl. But Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie has another great TED Talk she does about feminism, which is worth checking out. But here's a small piece from one of her blog entries in the book called Is Obama Anything But Black? And then I'll just give you a taste of some of the other characters. And if you like romance, this book is at heart definitely a romance. Like, will they get together, will they not? And it is it's adorable and heartbreaking. There's so many great adjectives to describe this book, but see for yourself. It's definitely biting and satirical too, so there's just a ton of great things going on. Is Obama anything but black? So lots of folk, mostly non-black, say Obama's not black. He's biracial, multiracial, black and white, anything but just black. Because his mother was white, but race is not biology, race is sociology. Race is not genotype, race is phenotype. Race matters because of racism, and racism is absurd because it's about how you look, not about the blood you have. It's about the shade of your skin and the shape of your nose and the kink of your hair. Booker T. Washington and Frederick Douglass had white fathers. Imagine them saying they were not black. Imagine Obama, skin the color of a toasted almond, hair kinky, saying to a census worker, "I'm kind of white." "Sure you are," she'll say. Many American blacks have a white person in their ancestry because white slave owners like to go a-raping into slave quarters at night. But if you come out looking dark, that's it. So if you're that blonde, blue-eyed woman who says, "My grandfather was Native American, I get discrimination too," when black folk are talking about blank, please stop it already. In America, you don't get to decide what race you are. It's decided for you. Barack Obama, looking as he does, would have had to sit in the back of the bus 50 years ago. And if a random black guy commits a crime today, Barack Obama could be stopped and questioned for fitting the profile. And what would that profile be? Black man. Next chapter. Blaine did not like Boubacar, and perhaps this mattered or perhaps it did not matter in the story of their fight, but Blaine, which is her boyfriend, by the way, did not, it doesn't last, sorry. And her day began with visiting Boubacar's class. She and Blaine had met Boubacar at a university-hosted dinner party in his honor, a sable-skinned Senegalese professor who had just moved to the U.S. to teach at Yale. He was blistering in his intelligence and blistering in his self-regard. He sat at the head of the table drinking red wine and talking dryly of French presidents who he had met of the French universities that had offered him jobs. "I came to America because I want to choose my own master," he said. "If I must have a master, then better America than France." So you get a sense of all the different worlds the main character, who's loosely based on Chimamanda, goes through. All of these books are wonderful. I would definitely suggest Well-Read Black Girl, Americana, Red Wolf and Black Leopard. You definitely want to get that in before the movie comes out. The guy who plays Killmonger in Black Leopard is that character. I forget precisely. I can't remember his name. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, please do enjoy these books and have a great rest of the day. Happy reading, and please reach out anytime if you read any of these books. I'd love to chat with you about it. All right, have a good one.